Namaste, everyone, and welcome. So we're doing the Anchor to Light meditation tonight. I hope you joined us for the morning one. For I think we did awareness. So now we'll do part two. And before we do, I just want to make it easier for all of you, because a lot of you say, "Hey, how can I remember a lot of the stuff you're talking about?" I want to refer you to my teacher's book. This we actually have a course on this. You know this. It's Achieving Oneness with a Higher Soul. Okay, we're teaching it again in January. And I just want to refer you to page 223 if you have the book. And this is connected to awareness. And just for the ones who are not able to join us this morning, awareness is very aware that we messed up, then there's no reason for us to try to change. Make sense? It's just like if we've been hurting someone for the longest time, if nobody told us, or that person didn't tell us, or we did not see the effect of that, we just keep doing it. We become oblivious. You notice I say we because some people think I'm number one Mr. Oblivious. So, especially my wife always thinks like, "Hey, how come you're not listening? Didn't you know this? Didn't you know that?" So, I know what it's like. So that's a part I'm working on. And so when I'm telling you it's important, you're talking from a guy who lived it. Okay, and part of it, and this is my excuse, you always have to give an excuse, so to kind of save your self-esteem, right? Anyway, when I first came to the United States, we're starting pranic healing, right? And pranic healing was not around at that time. This was in 1990. Nope, 1988, sorry. And at that time, 88, 89? Yeah, something like that. 1900s, not 1800s, okay? And I remember at that time, nobody knows about it. Everybody who's doing healing usually has touch. And when I'm telling people about pranic healing, they go, "Oh, what is that? Hocus pocus, nonsense," and whatever. So in order to kind of get through to people, I had to have super thick skin. When people say, "Oh, you're crazy," or "It's a cult," it's this, I go, "Whatever, that's your problem. Move on to the next person." I mean, literally, for every person that thought I was crazy, I thought there's at least 100 people who listen to me. So I was oblivious. People insulted me. People say, "You're crazy," or this and that. I go, on to the next one. Literally, it helps to have rhino skin at that time, okay? And so in Massachusetts, started teaching the higher classes. We finally got it started, came to the United States, and started teaching the higher courses, meditation. Everybody's meditating, really still. Here I am meditating with everybody. And then he says, "Okay, feedback." People raise their hand. "Master, I felt so much energy. I felt the love, the this and that." I'm looking at these people. "Man, what are you guys smoking?" It's like, what the heck they're talking about? So I saw brilliant light. I felt myself lifting. I'm going, I felt myself waiting for you guys. What's going on here? In fact, when he had a CD, he had a tape. Remember cassette tapes, if some of you still remember, on meditation Twin Hearts, the one we always do. There's a part of it in silence, silence of 3.5 minutes. And everybody's playing it, doing meditation. I was playing it too. And Master Cho would ask me, "Did you do your meditation?" "Yes, Master." What I didn't tell him is like every time finishing the meditation, not finishing the part after the blessing, remember, you imagine a point of light and practice stillness. Guess what I did for the 3.5 minutes? I fast forwarded it. Because for me, it's like, what is that? I didn't realize that was the critical part of meditation. That's where you're able to practice awareness of the inner light. I don't know what the heck that is. I was so used to being on bulldozer mode. For me, it didn't make any difference. And so at some point, I got so frustrated, I went to Master Cho and said, "Master, what's wrong with me? How come everybody can feel energy? They can see energy. They have all this intuition and this." And I'm going, it's like nothing. It's like a foreign language. Then I shared this with the morning group. He looked at me, he goes, "You cannot expect a bulldozer to have sensitive equipment, do you?" I go, "Master, you're right. Well, that was your job." I thought about it. Okay, am I supposed to feel good or not feel good? Or am I doomed or what, right? And that's why I realized that as the soul is evolving, there are certain qualities that you have that is needed at that time, and there are certain qualities that you need in order to evolve further. So in my case, the missing piece was the awareness part. And again, if you were not in the morning class, I would recommend that you rewatch it, but I'll do it again. Awareness in Chinese is nian. I think it's nian, if I remember correctly. It's like the two characters, one on top And then the bottom, you go, what the heck is he doing, right? Anyway, if you read it, the ones who speak Chinese, you know, talk about the top is Jin, as in Jin Tian, as in today. The bottom is the heart, Sin, okay? So when you put the two together, awareness is basically using your heart to experience the now, okay? And when you're in bulldozer mode, the only now that I know of is, where's that wall I'm going to crash? Where's that obstacle I'm going to destroy? That's what was my mode. So what I didn't realize, when you get past that point, you have to use your heart to experience what is it that's around you, so before you keep going further. I didn't know that. And in my case, my mental faculty and my will faculty was like on hyper mode. The emotional factor was left behind. Well, the emotional factor is governed by two chakras, your heart chakra and your solar plexus. The solar plexus is love for myself, heart chakra is love for others. I didn't know what that meant. So later on, I started asking the teacher, then he started giving me instructions. Says, okay, this is what you need to do. Because I remember going up to him, I said, Master, you know, I can fill up a room, you know, teaching class. I can get everybody, you know, convince people this pranic healing is important, the teachings are important. I mean, get your ass in the room. I mean, I don't say it that way, but you get the point. So they show up in class, they learn, they're impressed with the teachings, you know, come from the teacher through me. And then they don't come back. I think they don't come back for the higher classes. It's like, it's really weird. And then I have colleagues who teach, they don't teach that many students, but whatever they teach, people have a tendency to stay. They come back for higher classes, they go, that doesn't make sense. So I went up to him, told him the whole thing. He started scanning me. You know, this is the Ajna chakra, right? Which most people, again, mistakenly call the third eye. If you ever taken the higher classes, you know, the real third eye is up here, not here. This is the Ajna, or in India, it's called Agnya. I hope I said that right. The Ajna chakra means to direct. Ajna means to direct or to command. This is your will center, mental will center. So he scanned me, goes, he scanned my heart, he goes, I said, hey, your heart is not very developed. For me, I didn't know what it meant. For me, it's like, so what? As long as I get the job done. He goes, and then he told me, the will divides. Divides, and you keep, whatever the obstacle is, you blast through it, you divide it so you can, you know, pass through, right? He goes, the will divides, love attracts. I'm going, huh? I mean, I was respectful. I didn't say it. I was like, okay. Then he explains, he says, your Ajna chakra is very, very strong. That's how you get things done. That's how you keep going, even if people don't agree with you, even if they don't like you, whatever. You didn't care. I go, of course. Why should I care? He said, but you don't realize, without the heart, you don't attract people. People are connected to you through the heart, through love. And what he's telling me is, I'm saying yes, but in the back of my mind, I go, it doesn't compute. Then later on, he explained to me, awareness is connected to the heart, right? The will is connected to the ajna. And so he told me to do meditation twin hearts regularly. He literally gave me a prescription. Do the meditation twin hearts, be more loving, gentle, and so on and so on. I started noticing people start coming back to class. In fact, I remember when I first started class, I barely smiled. It's like, get your butt in the chair. This is the lesson plan. This is the practice. Go. And then over time, as the heart got more activated, I smiled. I go, oh, this is what it feels like. Okay. And the interesting part is this, and this is the part I'm going to get through, not just tell me about myself, is with that awareness also came realization. Realization that there are certain qualities that I'm missing. There are certain qualities that I'm terrible at, and there's certain qualities that I'm good at. You see, that's one of the reasons I'm not too crazy about some of these posts I see on Instagram about it's, oh, I'm so good, I'm this, I'm that. Hello, buddy. Everybody has strong points and weak points. If you just keep telling you, I'm the best person, I'm this, I'm that, okay, that's good. But if that's all you do, you become blindsided of your weaknesses. Does that make sense? So proper awareness is using the heart. See, the reason it's called the heart is so heart allows you to feel. Feel means you're waiting for the data to come in on the now. And so if you say, okay, let's examine this. Right this moment, how's my love aspect? Do I care for people or do I only care for myself? Okay. How's my intelligence aspect? Am I generous? Am I am I industrious? Am I a lazy ass? Whatever. You have to keep looking at it. What are my strong points, my weak points? My strong point, it's not just, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. If you're going to be an arrogant fool after a while. Because everything's me, I am the best of this, of that, ignoring the fact that there are things that we need to improve. So in my case, when he started teaching me and I started studying, go, man, I'm a total screw up. So that's not good either because I went focusing on the negative stuff. Then he had to remind me, look, you have to look at both the good and the things you need to improve. So, okay. Must be my Catholic upbringing because in the Philippines growing up, he always told you're a sinner and you're going to be burning in hell. So that was still my mindset. And he says, no, you have to look at both. You look at the accomplishments you have and see that's what it is. As they are, the accomplishments. But you also see that there are certain things you need to improve. And so I'm going to read to you what he wrote. When you practice, when you do meditations, you have to practice yama and niyama or character building. Without it, there's a tendency to become worse. Why? After you had a good meditation, you feel blissful, right? After 2-3 days, have you not experienced getting angry or being in a bad mood? Yeah, some of us like blissful, yeah. And then you start noticing somebody doesn't do what you want. You explode on them. Like, yeah, that's strange. How come I'm getting more impatient? All right. Meditating regularly is like being fertilized. Throw the fertilizer on the ground and whatever's there, either good or bad seeds, will grow. Everything, whether it's a vice or a virtue, is magnified. Unless a person in the spiritual path practices character building, he or she may tend to become worse. Now, I'm not going to go to the on time because it's here, but the point is something like this. When we do our meditation, as the divine energy comes down, the chakras contain both the lessons we've learned and the lessons we have not yet learned. For example, I just make it really, really basic. Okay, pun intended. The one at your butt, basic chakra, the base of your spine is facing backwards. That basic chakra is the chakra of survival. It's the chakra of prosperity, abundance, getting things done, chakra of action, chakra of productivity. That's why when the basic chakra is big, the person has a tendency to get job done. When the chakra is small, not much happens. And that's how we actually hire people at the office. Of course, I don't tell them because that'd be discrimination. Okay. Anyway, so in addition to looking at the resume, after the person leaves, let's say we're down to a few candidates, we'll scan the chakras. In fact, at one point, this many years ago, we were down to, I think, 2 candidates, 2 ladies, and they came in for interview. I talked to them. My assistant talked to them. By the time we're done, I remember the first person. I said, she interviews very well. But, there's something I'm not too sure of. So I scanned her. Sure enough, when I scanned her, the solar plexus was huge. The basic chakra was small. I go, oh, I heard this person's going to be drama every day. It's like, always like, okay. I mean, a lot of noise, but not much production. I scanned the other person. I scanned her. It's relatively even. And I noticed the basic chakra, the base of the spine was very strong, very healthy. I go, hey, we hired this person. During the interview, very simple. Did not try to impress me. Did not say, oh, I did this, I did that. I asked one question. What did you do? She answered me, whatever I asked for, no more, no less. Just direct to the point. And so, I like that. No drama. Sure enough, when they hired her, it was the right choice. When she's done with her work, she'll look for other people to help. It's like production. You get my point? So the basic chakra is the chakra of action. And there's also the chakra of money. And I remember many years ago, my teacher used to say, before a person wins the lottery, the basic chakra will expand. Because before the basic chakra, before they win the lottery, the energetic condition would have happened before the physical reaction. Make sense? So I have one person, one of our students, he's a friend also. We scheduled to do certain healing because he's part of a big corporation. Okay, he's one of the senior VPs. So I remember scanning him. By the way, I'm healing him not because there's something wrong. He's healing it for prosperity healing because he wants to do even better, to make more money, and so on and so on. So that can be healed because thought forms that are in the chakras prevent it from whirling. Okay. So one night I was scanning. I was cleaning this all distantly. After a few sessions, I noticed the cleanings, the basic chakra, whatever the size was, just literally went out like 3 to 4 times in size. I go, this is strange. And I scan again. I make sure I wasn't delusional. By the time I'm done, I go, this is strange. Something's going to happen. It's just like you uncork it, you went like that, right? And usually what that means is that person's going to have a windfall of money or something that's good, be very prosperous. So the next day I called him up. I said, hey, something happened. I just want to let you know, just watch out because I don't know what it is. It's the first time I've seen it right in front of me doing the healing. The basic chakra literally exploded to 3-4 times larger. That means a massive amount of prosperity energy is coming to you. I don't know what it is, but just to let you know. In less than a week, I kid you not, this is a true story. You can ask the person. Their company was sold to a bigger company. Okay? It was sold for $4 billion with a B. And all the VPs got at least $1 million bonus. At least. Just out of the blue, out of nowhere. And from there, his finance just took off like a rocket. I'm sharing this with you because the chakras have their tendencies. Here's also the problem. The chakras also have their weaknesses. So if the basic chakra is clean and strong, you attract prosperity energy. People say, oh, I'm magnetized. They make this affirmation. That's wonderful and great as long as nothing is stuck in your butt. I mean, your basic. Because if the basic chakra is stuck, there's some negative thought form of low self-esteem, poverty consciousness from the past. If it's stuck inside, I don't care how many darn affirmations you do, all that prosperity energy cannot go in. It's just like you're inviting the entire, list of billionaires to come into your house, but your door is locked. Make sense? So these stuff have to be removed. Now, the basic chakra, for example, can also house energies of greed, energies of low, lack of self-worth. So when you do meditation, sometimes you go, yeah, I'm very loving or it's very spiritual, and you start having self-doubt out of nowhere. You notice that? That's because when the chakra get big, guess what? So much energy tries to go in, the chakra expands, so the good and not so good get expanded. And so that's why we notice that sometimes we meditate, we do certain stuff, and there are a lot of things that get better, but you start noticing, if you admit it to yourself, of course you don't tell anybody, you start noticing, yeah, I do notice I'm becoming more critical of people. Maybe I'm just a spiritual person. I just don't like negative people. No. What it is that criticalness and that tendency to criticize was already inside of us. It just got magnified. So without practicing awareness, I go, yeah, come to think of it, yeah, I already had that seed before. Maybe just now I just noticed that I'm critical of people and I think I'm better than them. That has to be removed. I go, yeah, you're too hard on yourself. Okay. You're not going to hear this from any other spiritual teacher. I guarantee you. You know why? Because nobody will tell you this. This is the way I was taught. Okay, don't fall off your chair. Just relax. And if you want to leave, you can leave after I say this. This is the way I was taught. My teacher told me, maybe it's just for me. That could be true too. I never thought of that. I could be the problem child. He told me, be kind to others, but be hard on yourself. You hear what I just said? Be kind and loving to other people, but be hard on yourself. In other words, don't give yourself excuses. If you mess up, admit it, correct it. And I remember hearing that, I go, what? Can I just baby myself? No. If you practice awareness, you realize you screwed up, admit it, correct it, make it better. And I remember when he said that, it was tough because I go, man, I have a list. But it is practicing awareness that allows us to understand and know what the mistake is, that negative tendency, and by correcting it, that blockage comes out. Then when you make your affirmation and visualization, then it goes in. Otherwise, haven't you noticed? Some of you have been doing meditations, affirmations for so long, and sometimes you're just doing, I am this, I am that, blah, blah, and nothing's happening. You're just saying it because hopefully one day it will work. You don't realize that there's something blocking it. So, that said, that's why tomorrow, in the full moon meditation, I hope you can join us, we will go through as many of them as possible. So it's going to be a longer session than normal. And we'll go through disintegrating as much as we can. Of course, you can only have like an hour or so. But I want to go through it each of the virtues: loving kindness, non-injury, generosity, non-stealing, honesty, non-lying, constancy of aim and effort, and non-laziness, moderation, non-excessiveness. Of course, if you've taken praniking in Arhatic Yoga, especially Arhatic Yoga and Kriya Shakti, we do this anyway. But to most of you who are new, and we can't have those classes yet because of being locked down and everything, we might have it online next year. I think I was told we will. Then we'll practice. But in the meantime, you cannot wait like, oh, I'll wait for that class to make my life better. No. So tomorrow we'll at least get you started. Okay? And again, this doesn't cost you anything. If it hurts your feelings, then leave. I know that's a bulldozer technique, but I've noticed that if I listen to some of you complain, the rest of the people will suffer. In other words, some of you complain because you cannot handle it, then maybe this is not the school for you. But I cannot stop the teachings just because a few complain and they cannot handle it, and the rest who really want to learn and grow will miss out. So the ones who can't handle it, namaste, sayonara, get out of here. Simple as that. Okay? Now, one more thing I want to share with you is something like this. When it comes to this awareness, there's two ways to approach it. One is through introspection. Really thinking about it. Okay, let me review what happened today. Yeah, I sat on my butt, didn't do anything, just went through useless websites. No wonder I wasn't productive. Right? That's understanding it. In other words, you're completely honest with yourself. You look at yourself from the third person and go, yeah, when it comes to constancy, aim, and effort, and non-productiveness, non-laziness, that was my mistake. So, okay, disseminate that thought and idea. Let's correct it. What should I do? That's using your understanding. Another way to do it is through meditation. So when you're doing your meditation, like meditation twin hearts, like tonight we'll do great invocation, when so much divine energy is coming down, after you do the cleansing, the blessing, and so on, you're in a point of stillness. At that point, you have the strongest, what did I say? The strongest connection to your higher soul, your real self. So at that point, you're in a part of the meditation where you're not being pulled down by thoughts, emotions, worries, cares, and concern. That's why it's so still. So in that point of stillness, you can do a deeper meditation. Okay, this afternoon, I wasted a lot of time. I didn't get anything done because I allowed myself to be pulled away by useless things. Next time, I'm going to do this, and this. So it is. All right. Now, the question is, big deal. I could have done it any time, right? There's a difference. To do it when you're right here and busy with everything on you, compared to when you're in that state of meditation stillness, when you're being one with your spiritual self, and you do that affirmation or you do that strong intention, it's a massive difference. Because once you make that decision, when you come back into your body in meditation, the soul can now implement by, okay, body, you do this, emotions, you do this, thoughts, you do this. That's why some schools, like for example, Silva Method, some of you heard it before, they say, oh, you have to go to alpha level. And then alpha level, you do your visualizations and you do your affirmations and you do your programming. Right? Because when you get to alpha brainwaves, you're closer to that stillness. Not there yet, though. You know, there's still theta, delta. Well, delta is sleeping. Anyway, you guys are probably experts in this, but here's my point. When you experience that deep stillness and you're at the point that you recognize, I am the mover of that body, the creator of those feelings, creator of those thoughts, right? And you're apart from it, you say, okay, when it comes to work, I will do this, this, and this. So when you do it that way, by the time you come back to your body after meditation, you are in control on how to make those happen. Compared to if everything's on you and you're trying to go, okay, I'm going to work harder, but at the same time you go, but that's a nice website. Ooh. Get the idea? You're biased already. But you're in a state of stillness, then you make your affirmations and all the stuff you want to do. That's the same reason why. After tomorrow, I mean, I can't realize this is happening so quickly. On New Year's Day, we're having New Year's Day meditation. On New Year's Day meditation, we'll go even deeper. It's not just a meditation, it's actually a New Year's Day workshop. We do this every single year. It's a workshop simply because you will work. Okay? So an hour and a half is what we're planning. It's sometimes go to 2 hours, and that's going to be 10 a.m. California time. You make your changes if you need to. See if it's important enough for you. We're actually going to go in depth, go into chakra by chakra. What are those negative qualities that we need to remove? What are those tendencies that we accumulated in 2020 or earlier, or certain negative qualities we have not removed? That's why we haven't been so successful. Or because of the pandemic, it caused you to think this way and whatever. All those limiting thoughts and beliefs that are in the chakras, we're going to take a jackhammer and then shovel them out. That's why it's a workshop. That's January 1st, okay? By the time we're done, I'll give you a link. No, I'll wait for my assistant. When the link is ready, I'll tell you what it is. So you can register, and it's going to be a closed, it's not going to be, we're not going to be, the ones who are on Instagram, we're not going to broadcast in Instagram. It's not going to be on, what do you call this thing? And Facebook, it's not going to be on any of those platforms. It's just going to be in a secure site. You know why? Because I want to be able to speak freely. See, here, I'm not really speaking freely because some of you are interested. Some of you were dragged by your friend to sit and listen to me. But if you signed up for that workshop, which is free, doesn't cost you anything, I can speak freely because I'm talking to an audience that really want to learn and change their life. So I'll push you. Here, you think, oh, you're not pushing? Well, you haven't seen me push yet. This is just gently suggesting. Okay? So I'll let you know. That's New Year's Day. That's going to 10 a.m. California time. It's going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours. Depends. It depends on how much we need to do. And it really depends on how much you guys can handle too. And as we do it, I'll get a sense of how the energy is. If you can go further, if you're already, comatose in the ground, then okay, I'll slow down or stop. All right. So remember what you said. Summary. Awareness is what leads to transformation. But in order to have awareness, we have to practice inner reflection or inner, introspection and firm resolution. Inner reflection is basically observing. When it comes to loving kindness and non-injury, was I hurtful with my words? Yeah, it was justified because, this person did not do what was right, so I was hurtful with my words. The question is, was the dosage right? Did I have to be 100% that strong, or 50% could have done it? Come to think of it, I destroyed the person's self-esteem. Maybe that was not necessary. Maybe 50% enough to kind of just slap him into reality. That would have been enough. Okay. Get the idea? So once you have that inner reflection, okay, firm resolution. Next time I see this person, and if he does make that mistake again, I'll give it maybe 30 to 50% dosage of reprimand and then observe from there. Make sense? Here's another one, having to do with money and prosperity. Okay? So you go, all right, let me talk about spending here. I know some of you guys say, come to think of it, did I really need that item? That's question one. Number two, is it in my budget to spend that money? Number three, looking back, if I didn't get that item, whatever it is, am I going to be okay, or am I going to be missing out, or it would be something critical for my livelihood or for my relationship or my health? Come to think of it, it was impulse buying. Okay. So, lesson learned. Next time situations like that happens, I'll first ask these questions. Was it really necessary? And is it in the budget? And fast forwarding a few weeks, few months, is it still useful, or it was not? Okay, done. I'm oversimplifying. But you see, just asking those right questions, what happens is you did the inner reflection. The firm resolution is once a situation happens again, your awareness is like your antenna. Okay, it's happening. What should I do? It prevents you from making the mistake again. So awareness is critical. That's why next year's program that we're coming up with, this one's called Prosperity Zen, which is purely how to awaken your prosperity consciousness. Okay? And then, anyway, we have a few of them. Another one is Relationship Zen, has to do with relationships and how to use your heart chakra properly, not just lovey-dovey stuff, but to actually use it as an antenna to scan, or like a radar to scan, okay, what is it that needs to be done? I can tell you I'm a pro at this because I'm still working on it. Okay? So that's the key. Inner reflection, firm resolution leads to awareness. Awareness leads to transformation. And don't kid yourself. Spirituality is not just chanting, meditating, going to pilgrimages. The way my teacher explained it, true spirituality is an improvement and change in character. In other words, as you look back 5 years ago, how was I then? If a situation happens, somebody insults me, how did I handle it? 3 years ago, how did I handle it? Today, somebody insults me, how would I handle it? If you handle it the same way, not only do you not improve, we backslid. It's constantly moving forward. And that's why benchmarks are so important. What spiritual benchmarks have you reached? How's your level of inner peace? How's it now? When there's a crisis, how do you handle it? Do you go crazy? Or do you notice, yeah, I noticed, I handle it better. I noticed that instead of screaming and yelling, I just say things with a little more emotion. And then as you keep progressing, you go, I start noticing that I don't get affected. I'm able to observe and I'm able to act accordingly. Then as you keep improving, you go, not only that, I can observe, I can handle myself, and I can help other people. A lot of you want to help other people. I want to be of service to others. If you cannot even control your emotions and your thoughts, how are you going to help anyone? Think about it. Your heart wants to serve, but without inner development, it's hard to help other people. So that's why tomorrow we'll go to as much as we can. Then there's a New Year one. And then as we go through the year, I have no idea when this thing is going to open. But if we're going to do these, we'll cover how to improve our character. Not because I'm an expert. I'm an expert in screwing up and fixed it and still fixing it. But at least I can help you on your journey because I know what it's like to be swimming in the mud. In high school, I was a swimmer that was in water. But when you're going through emotional crap, you're swimming through mud. And that's not a place you want to be. And that's why the lotus flower rose through the muddy waters to seek the light. But the muddy waters are important to our development because it gives us contrast, gives us an idea that things that we screwed up in, so that as you correct it, you raise your frequency. So we don't go back and curse our past. We don't say, oh yeah, man, my parents, my this, my that. Oh. No, all of those were needed to get to us where today. The good and the not so good. Even the worst person that has hurt you before, guess what? It's part of our journey to get to who we are today. And so in the end, you look back and go, that was needed for a higher purpose. And from there, you look at it, all those are little stepping stones, the good and not so good, to get to who you are today. But you're never satisfied because there's always a higher mountain to climb. Well, I'm getting tired. Whether you feel tired or not, it's a mindset. It's just a mindset. Let's meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, personally to my beloved teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahaguji Meiling, we humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will, that we may be of service to others. We thank you in full faith, so be it. All right, sit comfortably, put your tongue on your palate, just inhale, exhale slowly. 1 second, let me just make sure my sound is good. All right. Okay. Put your hands on your heart like this. Put your gentle attention on your crown. I am, okay, close your eyes. I am that. I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotions. I'm not my thoughts. The body, the emotions, the thoughts are just the instruments of the soul. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence to regulate my mind. I'm a spiritual being of divine love to regulate my emotions. I'm a spiritual being of divine power to regulate the movements of my body. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. I am that. Just be still. Open your hands in blessing. We will do the great invocation. Let's chant Om 3 times verbally. Om. 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 We are one. Beware of the Ajna chakra in your hands. Project light to the earth. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Beware of your forehead and your hands. Project love to the earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. Be aware of your crown and your hands. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. So be it. Just be aware of the air in between your eyebrows, your forehead, and your crown. Just be still. Let the energy pass through you. May all be blessed with light, intelligence, wisdom, understanding, discernment, and clarity. May all be blessed with divine love, kindness, sweetness. May all be blessed with peace, with mercy, and divine compassion for all. May all be blessed with divine will and the willingness to do good. Bless all people and all beings, not just the intention, not just the talk of doing good, but actually taking massive action in serving others. So be it. May all be blessed with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower. So be it. You might feel your forehead, the air in between your eyebrows, just the energy stretching it. Just be receptive. Now just listen. Be aware of those 3 areas in your head and simultaneously leave your attention above your crown. Everything else will be done for you. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, just be still. From the center which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out. May it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Just be still. Let light, love, and power restore and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Be still and let the energy flow through us and bless every person, every being on earth now. Om. Chant with me. Om. Om. Maintain your connection of your tongue to your palate. Just be still. Lower your hands on your lap. Imagine a brilliant point of light a few inches above your crown, just like a miniature sun floating above your crown. Just be still and just keep looking at that golden light. And let go. Just be receptive. Your soul is listening. Let go. The brilliant golden sun is touching your crown. Down, down to the center of your head. Om. It's gone down to your throat. Ah. Went down, down to your heart. Home. Just be still. Om. brilliant light in your heart. It's getting brighter and brighter. It's going up to your throat. It's getting brighter and brighter. It's going up to the center of your head. It's getting even brighter. Just be still. Om Ahum also means purifying my mind, my speech, and my actions. Just be still. Om Ahum. The brilliant light continue going up to your crown. Start floating above your crown. And just let it go on its own. Now, just be still. Just watch that beautiful light keep going higher and higher. You're one with God, you're one with all. There is only oneness. There's only light. Gently, slowly, come back to your body. Take your time. Move your fingers, move your toes. Very gently and slowly, come back to your body. Take your time. Just raise your hands. Just release the excess energy. Bless your family with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with abundance and prosperity and spirituality. So be it. Bless your job, your career with success and progress and prosperity. So be it. Now be aware of your feet, the base of your spine, and your hands. Just project golden light down into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Thank you for your immense blessings. In full faith, so be it. All right. I hope you like the special sauce. We kind of cranked it up a little bit. After that lecture, a lot of you had realizations. During that lecture, you have to realize when you have a realization or what people call a breakthrough, that's basically cleansing and energizing of energies. So cleansing, in other words, old thoughts, old emotions, old ideas are flushed out of your aura. Right? When you have that breakthrough, that realization, that new information came in. So cleansing and energizing. Okay? That's one of the reasons why we keep asking you put salt and water, usually for the emotional healing, but a lot of you smart enough, you figure out, why don't I use it every time? That's the idea. So you put your feet in salt water. Yeah, remember that? Get a basin or 2 buckets of warm water, whatever's comfortable for you. Put a handful of salt with lavender oil. Put it in there. As we go through the lecture and meditation, you flush a lot of stuff out. And tomorrow night, make sure you do it because we're going to release a lot of old energies. All right. I think I've done my job. Oh, one more. So I just talked to my assistant telepathically. If you go to mastercode.org, you see that mastercode.org, there's things that are rotating. One of them is the New Year's Day meditation. So when you click on it, it'll take you to the page for you to register so you can be part of that closed group meditation and workshop we're going to do on the 1st of January. Okay? So just go to mastercode.org. So that way, when to put any links, you go there, you'll see the rotating different thingies, and it'll talk about the New Year's Day meditation. Click on it. It'll take you to a certain page. You register so you can be part of that close room, close something workshop. I'm spacing out here. Okay, all right. I think that's pretty much it. Again, we appreciate all your comments. Let us know how you feel. If the energy is too much, I can always tone it down. We can increase it. It's all about energy, and I won't know what to do unless you give me some feedback. Okay, the ones who are Instagram again. Once this page is closed, all your comments go away unless you know how to tell me where to go back to it. So I only see a few of them as you're doing it when I'm doing the talk. But if you don't mind, just go back and give us some feedback. It'd be very, very helpful. If you're on YouTube, you are on Facebook, you are in everywhere else, same thing. All right, so we will see you tomorrow night. I think it's 7 p.m. California time. Okay? And I think that's it. Namaste, everyone. You all take care, live super energized, and